Welcome to the Sol 2 tutorial for Wipeout HD. Sol 2 is a relatively short technical circuit. However, it does manage to pack quite a lot into that short distance. A long open section, 2 hairpin corners, and a corner series at the end that is quite tricky. So let's start by taking a tour of the track on Venom class. And now let's have a look at the whole track step by step. The first corner is a sharp right-hander that takes you onto the open section. You'll need to hit the right air brake quite hard to swing into the corner, and then a few light taps to guide the craft through. The line I take here will take you across a weapon pad if you're in a weapons race. However, there's a speed pad just to the right of it. You can either be slightly more aggressive with the right brake, or you can right side shift if you want to hit it. The open section curls around to the left before straightening out. There is a slope in the track though, so you need to be careful not to be too aggressive with your turning. The best line through the open section is indicated by 3 speed pads, 2 on the right hand side and 1 on the left. Start the open section by turning into the curve and then allow yourself to drift over to the outside towards the first speed pad. Just before you reach it, hit the left air brake to pull your craft back towards the centre. Gradually edge the craft over to the left hand side for another speed pad. The dip in the track ahead will give you a very small opportunity to barrel roll. If you're able to pull the nose up as you go over the speed pad on the left hand side, it will make this considerably easier. You'll need to land on the right hand side of the track to hit the final speed pad. Using a turbo at this point is a more reliable method of gaining enough height to barrel roll. Again, aim for the speed pad on the left hand side, and just before you reach it, use your turbo. There's no need to pull the nose up for this one. The next 2 corners are very sharp right hairpins. They're not as bad as the hairpins on Shengyu Project and Sabenko Climb, however you still need to use some heavy air braking to navigate them. Start by approaching the corner from the left hand side. When you see the corner start to tighten, slam on the right air brake and keep the nose of the craft as close to the centre of the track as possible. If you do find yourself drifting too far to the outside, then use a right side shift to pull back towards the centre. Exit the corner at the centre to hit a speed pad. The second corner is almost a carbon copy of the first. However, where the first corner sloped upwards, this one slopes downwards. As a result, you'll need to use more heavy air braking to keep the craft away from the outside wall. As before, approach from the left hand side. Once the corner starts to tighten, hit the right air brake and keep it held down all the way through the corner. As you near the end, let up on the air brake and use the right side shift to exit. Again, the track dips in front of you, giving you just enough time to pull off a barrel roll. The side on which you want to exit depends on what race mode you're in. If you're in a weapons race, there'll be a weapon pad to the right of the speed pad you see ahead of you. The final corner series of Sol 2 is probably the most difficult. Coming out of this left bend is a quick right-hander, followed by a shallow left-hander, followed by another sharp right-hander. Being able to take this corner series smoothly depends entirely on your approach to each part of the series. Approach the first right-hander from the left-hand side. As soon as you see the apex, start making a beeline towards it. Just before you reach the corner, slam on the right air brake and flick the craft around. Once you reach the outside wall, you immediately need to start using your left air brake to pull yourself through the shallow left. Because of the speed of entry, you're going to be drifting over to the right hand side relatively quickly, so early braking is essential. Again, try to get the nose of the craft tracing the centre of the track. The moment that the track levels out again and starts to twist into the right-hander, slam on the right air brake, keep it held down and swing the craft through the corner. It's very likely that you're going to drift over to the left-hand side relatively quickly, so use a right side shift to pull yourself away. Let's take one more look at this final corner series. Pay close attention to where the air brakes are being used, how soon they're being used, and also where the final side shift is when coming out the final right-hander. And now finally, let's see the whole lap done at full speed. Thanks very much for watching and good luck with the game.